You fill it with Brit and then add squash. Yeah, I do need to get one of those jugs. I've been talking about getting one for it forever. Alright, so let me do this. As long as it's not the full sugar ones, it's alright, I think. Or it's either that or I drink Pepsi all day. Yeah. Which is worse, dwarf bread or list. Anything Lister eats is pretty much terrifying. The basic pumpkin. You know what? I had a sippy cup once, but not because I was basic, but because I was so clumsy for like a couple years. I've talked about it before. My doctor told me because I have like panic attacks in my sleep and stuff, I have very little feeling in my hand sometimes, so I end up like dropping things more often than I should. And I was dropping things so much, I got a sippy cup to stop me from dropping my fucking drink on me all the time. It's picking up on my... Well, I need to stop talking if I want to know if it's picking up on anything. So, not because I was basic, it's because I was clumsy. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, looks like you're awake.
Yeah, no. Well, this just sounds loud to me anyway. Let me turn this down. Is this the infirmary?
Why are we here?
Ah, you're finally awake.
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but...
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
So we went to the warehouse to check on you.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
Kay and I hurried back here with you.
I looked over at Fee and met her eyes. Do you remember what happened just now?
You mean what happened a long time ago?
Yeah. You got him pretty good, huh?
Huh. Yeah, I remember all right.
She remembers all right.
Hey,
taking down Dio.
What are you guys talking about?
Quirk!
What am I? Chopped liver?
No, your boobs. We already know
Back
who
among
you
the
are.
conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
Here you go, Yarrow. You're not gonna get many chances to look at boobs today. Boobs is back and not dead for you. Boobs. Oh my god. That emo.
Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
No problem, on a day's work. Although, I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit. My god, I forgot we were going on about swimsuits. God fucking mom. The boobs are back in town. Boobs are back in town. Boobs are back in town. Hey, I wasn't talking to Quirk. That was an offer for Alice.
Not really my point.
Why would you be putting more clothes on Alice? Alice is already wearing less than a fucking swimsuit.
Whatever. Forget about that. Now that you guys are awake, all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
Isn't your eye from, an adventure game, Warted? Isn't that like the eye from... Is this 7 Guests or something? BSS? 7th Guest. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it! Huh?
What are you talking about?
Look at your bracelet.
It says 10. I have 10 BP.
I've got 15 BP. That means I got 6 more points while I was out.
But how?
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours. We've played the AB game 3 times.
3 times?
Yes. Of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time. But no matter who voted, everyone chose Ally. And now all of us have enough to leave.
We're gonna leave. I have a nose, but why do you have a nose? I was stunned. How had everyone cooperated long enough to raise all of our BP past 9? Was it because Akane hadn't been killed? With our death to start things off, maybe we'd been less suspicious of one another. Or could the bombs have had something to do with it? We'd all joined forces against Dio, and Fee and I had been able to disarm all of them. All of us had banded together against a common enemy and overcome a tremendous threat. Perhaps I had strengthened up, but you haven't banded together to take out a threat. You let the threat go. She's hiding somewhere still. Which I had to admit would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio had planted the bombs that forced us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told you?
I want her dead, guys. I want her dead.
Death was unavoidable.
I'm hoping she dies again, and this time she dies for good.
Sacrifices had to be made.
She's not going to,
For the
because it's the
sake
third
of the
game, and she's going to be in there being a fucking pain in my ass.
Come on, let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
I did say, Warden has warned me this end might only take 2 hours, but I did warn people in voice chat. It might still take 7 hours, because I might, every time I see Akane, have a fucking rant about her, because I hate her so much. Wait. What about him? After some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind. Alice was the only holdout. She complained about wanting to take him back to her superiors, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after we escaped and deal with Dio then, she reluctantly complied.
All right, let's get going.
It kinda exists. Quote 413 exists. Are we not gonna go look for Akane? I'm guessing we're gonna go look for Akane. I want to kill her. We can't kill her if we just leave. Everybody ready? I'm gonna open it.
Just get on with it.
Everyone else swallowed and nodded. I grabbed the lever and pulled it down.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
All right, everybody, let's move. I didn't need to tell them twice. The room inside was clearly a loading elevator. It looked sort of like a large plate on top of a huge pedestal. We ran to the center of the plate and turned around. The number 9 door stood wide open. I can't believe we're just gonna leave Dio. That's kind of funny.
2, 1, 0.
We literally killed a man. After grandstanding about killing people to Akane, we're just gonna outright kill a man.
The number 9 door is closing.
You kind of deserved it. But this is what I was saying yesterday in the voice chat, right? If you want to grandstand about people killing other people and then you go around and actually kill people yourself or want people dead, you're just as bad as the person that killed people in the first place, you know? Yeah, you can't take a moral high ground about killing people and then be like, I'm just gonna leave him here and hope that someone comes and gets him before he starves to death, you know? He's locked up as well, so like, it's not even like he can go and get food. He might be able to get something out of the tap, depending on how he can bend his arm to get to the tap. But he's got no food to survive, and we've already been outside. You know, we should have some memory that outside we don't even know if people are alive anymore. 2 wrongs make a right. That's 3 wrongs. His organization will find him. We say that. We don't know that, though. All the evidence we've had in this game is that the world outside is probably dead. And that includes stuff that you don't need to time travel to, you know? And sitting there saying, well, I'm gonna let someone die because they want to die, still doesn't stop you from being a horrible person that's gonna let someone die. Well, 3 wrongs should definitely be worth a rise. Simple economics.
This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
Alright. So is there gonna be a room upstairs that we can go and kill Akane in? She has the knife! We can't even stop her because she's got the knife! Maybe she's got the knife because she's gonna stab me. She's just take it from her. One question I've had for quite a bit of this game is whether or not we've actually seen our face in game. I don't mean the flashback. I know we've seen the flashback.
Looks like we did it.
Have we seen us during the actual game, though? Sorry, I got something stuck in my tooth. Can, like, jump and annihilate people so let her tackle her? We've seen that before. She's done that to us when we try to get out of the door before. It was the thing that always got to me. I say it all the time. When it's me trying to get out, everyone turns into a fucking ninja. Everyone's had a ninja moment. Maybe your face will be revealed and you are Akane. Oh, goddamn. If I'm Akane, please kill me.
Yes. We should keep moving.
Beyond the door was a wide hallway that ended in a very solid wall. To the left, we found a very familiar-looking door. We pushed it open and went in. Oh, good, I'm still not Akane. Thank God for that. I am 3 chimps in a trench coat. Shh. Shh. No one needs to know that I'm a monkey in a trench coat. All the chimps are Akane disguised as a chimp. No, I hate her. I don't want to be her. I'd be 3 Leos, though. The presser exchange chamber.
You know what this place is?
Yeah, sort of. This whole facility is pressurized, apparently. I think the idea is to keep the air outside and consequently the virus from getting inside. That means that if we want to go out, we have to decompress, so we match the outside air pressure. This room here is where you prepare for going into the actual pressure exchange room. You see all those suits along the wall? I figure we need to put those on and head to the decompression room downstairs.
Whoa! Hold on a minute. You're saying the air outside is full of that horrible virus?
Call me 3 Akanes, I know, right? Yeah, that's what it seems like. Everyone should play Ape Escape. Ape Escape is fantastic. Of course, according to Akane, we were all already infected with Radical 6, so the whole room seemed a little pointless.
Why? How did all this happen?
Did they?
No, that's not possible.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now. Let's go outside. There's no way to know what's really going on until we do.
Kay's so fucking cheerful. I wish Shin would play Ape Escape. Same.
All right.
No one else objected. We all donned the protective suits and headed downstairs to the decompression room. Are her nipples taped to the gold plate thing, or are they just perfectly positioned? I think they're hard enough that they should just digging into the gold plate to keep them in, you know, in place. As soon as we were all inside, the process began. Like a Lego. As soon as we were all inside, the process began. Through my helmet, I could hear the soft hiss of air being sucked out of the room. We stood there for several minutes, waiting for the process to finish. Two little divots on the underside. The old glass cutter nips. At last it did, and we heard the door begin to open. Beyond it was another decompression chamber. We repeated the process 2 more times before we reached the final door and opened it. And then we're on Mars. We're not on Mars. I believe it's probably going to be Nevada, because that's where the other Nonary games were. The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise for me. I'd seen it before in another timeline. The others hadn't, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through the visors of the helmets, I heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a few long moments, we just stood there, astonished.
Where the hell are we?
The desert, I guess?
I figured that out. I mean, which one?
I don't know, but I think I know what day it is.
Hmm?
Look at the moon. It's red, right? That means today's the total lunar eclipse.
So?
Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well, the next eclipse like this was gonna be on December 31st, 2028. So...
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted?
I think so.
Wherever we were must have been far away from any city. The air was clearer than I'd ever seen it. And the stars, the sky was full of them. More stars than I'd ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way. But the most striking feature was the moon. It was blood red and massive. Much bigger, in fact, than I remember it being. Then, as I watched, a black spot began to move across its surface. It was hard to see details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, heading for the right edge. Well, what's that?
Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
The moon's shadow? I frowned. That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation. He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too. And I agreed, like an idiot, and brought Quark with me. Just so I could see her. Such an idiot. So, that being the case, might as well start with this. I meant what I said before. That up there is the moon's shadow.
What the hell are you saying?
Think about it. If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
Wait, are we on the moon? I know that it's a desert. Which one? Like, anyone would fucking know just by looking. You have to get down and you have to examine the grains of sand. Fictional. You have to check the actual fucking grains of sand to tell which desert you're in. Yo, hell, Candle. Hope you're doing well. Someone in the game would do that, they fucking would.
That's Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're not actually in a desert, we're on cheese.
It's not the red moon you get from a lunar eclipse. Then again, this isn't a lunar eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon, covering the sun.
What? No way. If that's the Earth, then where the hell are we?
The moon, of course. This is the lunar surface. We were just inside a moon base.
No way.
Do you know about the differences in sands in the desert and then read a Wikipedia article? They would. That's not how Earth looks, Tenmi. She's Asia now. Asia reigns. I guess that's not all that far away from the initial guess of being on Mars we all had. Yeah. Quark is super casual about this.
No, you've gotta be lying. How do you expect us to believe that?
You know, Clover just always reminds me of the voice of Barbie in the Barbie games. She just reminds me of Barbie, guys. Caveman Barbie.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Besides, if this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
She picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Luna?
You were right about the gravity in a way. I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth. Well, I suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest, but...
Excuse me? What?
Excuse me, what? Alice is gonna suddenly become chat and be like, this game makes no fucking sense. What are all of you talking about? You're all being fucking ridiculous. She's literally gonna become us. Yo, Tindley, how's it going? How are you doing? We have a lot to tell you guys. Nothing that follows these sentences are gonna make any sense whatsoever.
Please just listen. Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the Excelivir, which cured you. The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick around for a while.
That's not lucky at all.
I'm okay, honey. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm dehydrated today, but I'm gonna work through it because it was my own damn fault I dehydrated myself. Fictional, thank you so much for gifting us up to Tindley. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ridiculous in an Uchi Coochie game? Yeah. I was about to say the Radical 6 is gonna be the explanation for the gravity because their brain is like, processing things slowly or too fast or whatever. Here's your hydrate.
What symptoms?
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed.
Slow down,
by
that's
the root
it.
of 1/6.
We're going to spam hydrate today.
It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed. Every one of us has been infected.
I'll down whatever I've got left in my cup every break and go downstairs to get more water every break. Don't worry about it.
In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed.
It was not a nice morning waking up having not drank any water yesterday.
We look forward to working with you. I hope
Yo!
we can all
VK
get along.
Dans, welcome in. How's it going? What were you up to today? How's it going? Did you ever finish Pirate? I haven't finished Yakuza Pirates yet. Did you finish? Fist of the North Star? Nice. How are you enjoying Fist of the North Star? I hope it's going well. You did? I'm going to be keeping on playing it during the middle of the week, but I definitely haven't got as far as I thought I would into it. We've literally only just properly opened up the Colosseum in that. I will have to say, though, for everyone coming in, we are literally in the last part of this game. If you ever want to play the Zero Escape games, please feel free to lurk, because we are literally at the end of the second game right now. Everything in this is a spoiler, possibly for the first game as well. So if you ever want to play these games, or in the middle of playing these games, feel free to do a lurk, because they're very good games, they're big mystery games, and everything about them is a spoiler, so I can safely say that I won't be playing these games. Don't worry, Candle, there's a third one we're starting today. After we finish this, we're starting the third one, so you get to experience the third one too. It's pretty good, but I'm under-leveled, so I'm struggling a bit. I have a feeling I know Fist of the North Star's Lost Paradise game. Oh, great. Yo, Jonathan! How's it going, bruh? How's it going today? How's my Sunday going dehydrated? Ben and Jerry's really need to improve their operation. The only way to get there is down a rocky road. I will say this, though, guys. Dehydrating yourself before having to read a lot in one day. Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
If you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408. That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed. As you said before, the moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth's. The time that it takes for an object to fall is inversely proportional to the square root of the gravitational acceleration. Since the gravity is lower on the moon, that means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical.
She's doing it. She's reading Wikipedia. She is.
I'll give you an example.
There's gonna be a lot of that right now, Cabron. Well, I'm gonna auto-scroll their
Say you drop
chat.
an apple from a height of 4.9 meters. It will take approximately
I'm
1
gonna
second to hit the
auto-scroll it
ground.
because I don't need to click this.
On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be
He wants a mermaid to toss his seaweed. Yo, Yarrow, that's a quote literally about you.
4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well, a constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense?
I mean, that quote, I don't like it.
Things fall root 6 times slower than they do on Earth. That being the case, what would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To them, 2.45 seconds would feel
We
like
get
1
it.
second.
The symptoms of the disease are very
4.9
convenient
seconds
for the
would feel
plot.
like 2. But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to every one of us.
I don't like the fact they've set this game so close to when the game released that I'm here like, how the fuck did anyone get us to the moon? Not only did how did anyone get us to the moon, how did fucking Dio get to the moon? Because Dio's whole thing was that he went there on his own.
About
How did Dio not know this was the moon? He wasn't kidnapped.
Kind of like my body is
I mean, he might have known it was the moon. But we've now really fucking killed Dio.
like that.
You got That's not true, Avia. If he was on SpaceX, he'd be dead. We all know that. It seemed insane, but what Luna said made sense. In fact, it explained Fi's apparently superhuman strength quite well. Yeah, because she can leap because no well, you'd have gravity in the building, right? Like, you'd literally have gravity in the building.
Wait. This
Wait,
is
what was
crazy.
really weird?
That can't
Elon
possibly be Earth
timeline.
out there. Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth.
If he was on SpaceX, he'd be
Blue
dead, and
and
we all
green
know
and
that.
Beautiful. That thing is just red.
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028. Today is January 27th.
In 29?
Don't tell me. 30?
Still no.
And just what year is this?
It's 74. 2074.
No, that's insane. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years ago.
I don't blame you if you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
Are we gonna be, Danganronpering this?
Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that.
This is even more of a cougar
Why
now.
is the Earth red?
Yo, curses. Welcome to the moon.
About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world. On the 13th, all 18 of them went up, all at the same time. The explosion was about 180,000 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima.
Well, what? Why?
I suppose it started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada. 31st, 2028, there was an accident. Well, accident
Suddenly got very
doesn't quite convey
fallouty,
the
it
right sense of
did.
the thing.
I am extremely
The point is,
dehydrated, but I'm
Radical
happy.
6
Like,
claimed
I did
its
it to
first
myself.
victims there
So I have
had
a big
escaped.
headache, and I'm a bit
It
kind of
didn't
like,
take long for it to
ugh.
spread to the rest of the world.
So
Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down.
So one thing that this makes sense of is I always said since Tenmyoji's ending, right, that it makes no sense that everyone else was living on Earth normally, and then Tenmyoji's like, I lived in this wasteland, and my job was to get junk, and no one knew what a root beer was or whatever it was. You know, like this makes sense of Tenmyoji's ending, which is the first one we got, and made no fucking sense. We've known they'd been on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that. Where's there a threat? That's a long story. About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world. On the 13th, all 18 of them went up. Those was about 100... This started a few months before then. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission. There was an accident. Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing. The point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, okay? I felt like I was not paying attention. How did Lies of P go, Cursive? I was watching you while sat in the voice chat and power washing. I hope it went well. I had to go to school up the hill both ways. Exactly. Tenmyoji's been the main character of the story all along, guys. We just didn't know it.
It also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head.
This is just Danganronpa.
But for some,
When did this come out compared to Danganronpa? What was first? This or Danganronpa?
Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant food couldn't get distributed, and thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you
Definitely
went,
grinding through it, but you were very, very
piles of
tired.
corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows.
Good job,
I don't know
though.
what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that.
I just sit here stuttering like a fucking fool when I'm tired.
After a while, people who managed
I
to
couldn't
avoid
do a
getting
fucking
infected
boss
started
fight when
trying
I'm
to get in touch with
tired.
one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings. There was only one thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good. On April 13th in 2029, they put their plan into effect. That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors. Now the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened. But I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected, and when they died, they took billions with them.
This is literally just fucking Danganronpa.
I suppose. I bet you money they'd all lost it long before.
Feb 2012, Danganronpa was December
Killing most
2010.
of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan, even if it wasn't directly responsible. Radical 6 killed most of the people on Earth.
My headcanon now is that Danganronpa and 999 are the same universe, and you can't stop me from having that as my headcanon.
Ever heard of nuclear winter? Well, that's basically what we got.
This wasn't the tragedy.
Up into the stratosphere.
We're gonna go back to Earth, and Makoto's gonna save us all, guys.
It blotted out the sun for 7 years. Plants withered and animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times.
The ultimate hope was boobs all along.
The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started
All
blooming
praise
again,
the
and animals
hopeful
that had died out
boobs.
completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now, but there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air. That's what you're seeing. You know why a sunset's red? Well, This is the same thing.
Sigma, the ultimate
Blue and green
bikini
light have short
enthusiast.
wavelengths, and they scatter
That
when
would
emitted
be
from
our
right
ultimate
hand.
talent. It really
Red
would.
light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot
damn
farther
it.
when the air's dirty.
God damn
So
it,
there you are.
Wood.
The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
I was speechless. No, you're not. You're talking right now. What can I possibly say? Whatever you're saying now. There's no reason for Temioji to lie to us. I mean, there's lots of reasons for him to lie to us. So we were standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. It was 2074, but why? Why were we there? Why were we then? I was so lost in thought, I barely noticed Fee's approach.
Hey, Sigma. I think I figured something out.
A window popped up in the inside of my helmet with Whisper in the corner. She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. Yeah? What is it?
I figured out why there's an extra E.
An extra E in the 9th line. Oh, you mean the graffiti?
Yeah, the one on floor B. I think it's an anagram, just like on floor A.
What's Anna say this time? I say a
damn
lot
it,
of
Sigma.
fucking shit, buddy.
Knock it off!
I have an entire stream you can hear me
Memento
talk shit
mori, if
on.
The 9th lion ate the sun. If you rearrange the letters, you get... The man on the moon rules the infinite time. See? You need 6 E's to get that. So they stuck an extra one in 9th.
The man on the moon rules the infinite time. What? That makes less sense than the
Message
first
for us
one.
from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us?
9th yet. Welcome in, Lav. How's it going?
Project for one purpose. To transport the consciousness.
Man on the moon, cursive. Man on the moon. Man on the moon.
Those two people are you.
Very convenient. This is what happens when Uchi Kuchi copies Kodiak's homework, you know?
God, you're
You get
slow.
999
You don't
meets
get it?
Danganronpa.
They're saying we rule the infinite time.
Man who said the world who
Infinite
wins.
time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to send us back. Way back.
Wait a minute. They want to stop Radical 6. Are you saying you think they're going to send us back 45 years?
Yeah, I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Temioji was talking about. Back to the Titanic.
I think so.
Has in 45 years. Doesn't make sense though. I mean, we came from that same time period before it actually. So why bring us here and then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit.
Do you know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
Tu fui ego eris.
The grave? The one in the garden? Oh, I forgot about that grave.
Well, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
We turned and ran back into the pressure exchange chamber, the others following close behind. Yo, have a nice lurk, Toya.
What are you doing? Did you forget something?
We're going to go have a talk with somebody. You really need me to spell it out? Well, yeah, because they probably don't fucking know. The person behind all this.
You mean Akane?
What?
I'll take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait, why do you know about Akane?
I'll tell you when we get
Why?
So am I.
Well, that might not be Quirk. I was gonna say, why is Quirk the same fucking height as everyone else?
Yeah, you know her real well.
Wait, you're not... You're serious? What the hell is going on?
Ah, shut up! Just shut up. Come if you want to. We don't need to do roll call. See, this is the bit that annoys me. Once we get there, Candy can explain everything. Is when the main character just ends up like with a personality shift at the end of the games. With that, we headed back through the airlock. I think that's something that the Danganronpa guy does well. He doesn't really switch people's personalities up to a point that they become unbearable when it comes time for him to finish the game, right? The ending of Danganronpa games, you can like them or hate them because of the story, but they are well done ends to a game. Whereas I think in 999, because obviously AI Somnium is a fantastic fucking series of games. AI Somnium is some of the best games I've ever played. But 999 seems to have, or not 999, Zero Escape seems to have a real problem with ends, like ending the game. Like he's made something too big and too clever, it just doesn't fucking work.
Once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course. But the door on floor B.
Yeah. Thought we might be able to take the lift to it. And it looks like I was right.
Any idea where Akane might be?
Yeah. The grave.
You mean the grave in the garden?
Yeah. Don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's alive. Just in the grave. Anyway, let's move. To the garden. Hydrate. I will hydrate. I'm not gonna down this guy a cup because I have so much water in here. I'll do half a cup though. My cup is quite a big cup.
Is Akane really under here?
I think so.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No. I don't think we'll have to do anything like that. You see the keyhole on the grave? I just insert this here, right. We've got an ad break in 10 seconds, so I'll read what it's saying. I suspect he had an idea for the end, then worked forward from the beginning on characters, then got stuck partway through and had to get creative with combining the two parts. Probably. Like, the thing is, it's interesting to see these, right? And what I feel are the downfalls of these games. To see that he went on to make something as well put together as AI Somnium, which is fantastically put together. Like the mystery, I've always been a bit on the second game, but that's because I didn't like some of the reveals in the second game. But AI Somnium, especially the first one, is such a well put together game that, like, you can forgive these games being bad because they probably led him to make something that actually made fucking sense with AI Somnium, you know? Which, you know, that's a great thing. But when AI Somnium exists, I will take any half-baked Wikipedia article to get to AI Somnium, because that's literally my favorite game. I love that one. But yeah, we're on break. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna stop talking for a second to let my headache pass. I'll be back in 3 minutes, guys. That it always is with fictional.
Oh my god, this is the dancing pickles.
Fictional, did you really want to do that?
What is happening?
It's the robot. Shut the door, Fix, shut the door. Yes, welcome to the wall of pickles. Where is the wait, are the pickles on the floor now? Wait. Something seems to have gone wrong. No, I just got pickles out of a jar.
What?
Lonely pickles. They're literally called lonely pickles. Wow. I can't see anything. Oh.
That's a big jar of pickles.
Yeah, all I can see is pickles. I'm going.
Just remember, there's more than one way to spin a cat.
Yeah.
Oh.
You hear that, Dogma? You hear that? When you come back, we've got like 5 different ways to skin you.
Grab the robot on me.
I told you. You have to wait.
Dogma, seriously, get back in there. What if my pickles?
Oh my god.
You're gonna lose some pickles if you don't get that cat on your...
You think I can control the cat? I can't hear anything over the pickles.
What? Pickles.
All I can hear are pickles.
What? I can't hear you with the pickles.
What? I can't hear you over the pickles.
The pickles are too loud. Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
This way. No. No! That's just backstab!
I'll grab these ones.
Alright, everyone ready?
I'm ready.
Alright, we are all gonna pass away with our favorite pickles in hand.
I got a jetpack, so I'll be safe, right?
Piccola.
Oh, 7 pickles. Oh, 7 pickles. Right. 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 We ready. This is gonna be the big endgame stuff now. Big endgame stuff. Oh, wait, no. I pulled the key off my ankle and fit it into the hole. I twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. With a quiet grinding, the grave began to shift.
What is this? It doesn't look like a coffin.
Literally says treatment pod.
It's a treatment pod.
It says it on the
my
side.
God.
Oh,
It
this is
isn't
like,
it?
Rimmer and his fucking trash pod. The glass on the cupboard frosted over, making it opaque. We couldn't see who or what was in it.
Let's see what's inside.
Canny about to reel off all of Wikipedia. She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good. I think
Is it
it's
'cause
locked.
it's locked? Well, then unlock it. What?
Treatment pod TP 0.
TP.
Stage 1 defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right, cold sleep.
What?
These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
So, Mizakane's like an ice
Yo,
cube?
Dogma, welcome in.
Then we gotta wait till she
How
melts?
are you doing, Dogma?
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
Why just Kay? Ask everyone.
What do you remember?
Everything.
Well, I guess, yeah, he forgot everything. That's why.
I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9. A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number.
Fuck, daylight savings.
There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Back 45 years, right?
Yes.
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
You're tired of baby showers
it's
now.
True that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical
Oh
6
yeah, you
from
had the
spreading to
baby
general
shower
population.
yesterday, didn't you? You did tell
But
me
even
about
if you do
that.
make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories.
And I've been
That is
part
why
of the
you had
staff.
to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan.
Setting up a
By
host, a
slowing down
janitor,
your
and need
brain's
a
processing
401k
speed,
at this
you
point.
can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just have
You
to
never
provide
get
a
to go on
life-or-death
retirement,
situation
Dogma.
to
You'll
launch
be
your
you'll be
consciousness
working
into
till
the
you're
fourth
dead.
dimension,
Handicap.
like a bullet from a slingshot.
Don't fucking start with the slingshot
Wait.
shit again.
Hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
Not simple. In earlier histories,
Hello there.
you
What,
were
you
all
still at
here
your
in Rhizome
barbecue?
9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain. Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes. In preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past.
Wasn't that already established by...
Espers are able to
I guess
sort of
this is to
resonate
explain
with
why
one
Temi
another,
OG
which can
and
amplify
Akane are so much
You
older than
understand?
Clover and
This is why we
Alice.
brought you here.
Because they all come from the same time.
What about
But they're
me?
all gonna be different
We needed your
ages
help,
now.
Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh?
But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform a prime decomposition on the
So what you
25
could you
digit
could
that Dio left
like
behind.
read between the
Only
lines.
you could do
It's
that sort of
basically
thing.
just there to fill up a
Because
gap
of your
in
feat
the
of mathematics,
story.
We were about to determine that Dio had planted the bomb.
The story itself is
Then we were
fucking
able to
dumb,
question
but
him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this time.
and this is just the game telling us what we've already fucking
Without your
done.
help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence.
I gave
Now,
that to Tiff. She likes
let me
candles.
explain why we
Nice.
needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
Mate, you had a
And
crush
you
on this
brought
girl
Quark
when
with
you
you.
were a child?
In fact,
Like,
you
fucking
insisted
get
that you
over
come.
it.
Yeah, I know.
This isn't true
Guess
love.
you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen.
God,
You
his
ever
mouth
forgive
is so
me?
weird.
Oh, don't
They did
worry
not
about
animate
it.
that mouth
I
well
mean,
on the
I agreed
side.
to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the
Okay,
ship.
well, no, I've read that. Batman got
was
quite a
on
lot of
autopilot.
attention in Holding yesterday.
As soon as we got in,
Down
I went
bad.
straight for the moon.
And he never did.
During the trip,
What happened to him in the last
Zero
game
told
happened
me
to
to
you
keep
when you
quiet
went.
until we
No!
got there.
No, because the last game made no fucking sense.
Then there was a bunch of that
The
white
last game
smoke,
literally made no
and we
sense.
passed out. And when I woke
He spit up and made
I
good.
was in the AB room.
Batman knows what to do, you know?
Dio. His real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here.
Myrmidons.
The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release
Left.
of Radical 6
I
into
prefer
the general
right.
population 45 years ago. Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given two tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped.
Good.
If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan.
He's really a fucking cunt,
If you
isn't
cannot
she?
murder Akane and win
Like,
the
she's
game,
just genuinely a cunt.
destroy Rhizome 9. Hence, the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an
I
expert.
love you.
We can set Brother aside for now.
Can I ask you a question?
May I proceed?
Perhaps, maybe. We'll see. No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save two. Luna and myself.
Well,
Sigma
you
and Phi
explained
already know
yourself.
the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time.
I
Would that
don't
be
know
all
the
right
full
with you?
extent of your questioning
Luna?
abilities.
Yes. That's okay.
Fucking Kay,
As
I
for
love
me,
Kay.
As I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma. in another timeline.
Yeah. Well, I saw a hologram. I still don't know who he is.
Stage 2
Back to
is
Monhan.
complete.
Enjoy. I hope you have a good time.
TP00 unlocking.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. Get this bitch out and stab her in the face. All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents. Warm, sticky goo phase.
Okay. Let's get started then.
Oh, we might
Ready?
want to keep her away from Luna. B laid her hand on the lever and looked around. She's the closest we've got to a hologram. They might have a hologram disease.
All right.
Get out here, you chilly
Here we
bitch.
go. 3, 2, 1.
Boah, boah. Let me hydrate. Hydrated. I might have put too much squash in that, actually. Been having fun, yes? It's me! Suddenly, my head was full of memories from other timelines. I'd seen something like this before. The warehouse of floor B. In front of the white door. Kay was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw. Gotta watch out for those hologram diseases. Really do. My own face. I'd never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. Also, this means we're not killing Akane. After I'd seen him, I was injected with tubercurin, and that was the end of that. Is Luna gonna punish us with... What was his name? Mr. Flibble? But wait, if the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse... We're all clones. Who was wearing Kay's armor?
You finally noticed. Didn't I tell
Mr.
you?
Flibble.
You won't be
Mr.
alone.
Flibble is very
I will
upset.
be at your side, watching over you.
No! Oh my god, you're...
Yes, I am.
Akane Kurashiki.
It's
I
you.
hate my life.
June.
I hate my life.
I mean, Akane from... But you're old.
Fucking hate it.
Yes,
I fucking hate
that's
everything.
I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Chloe.
Fucking hate my life.
Or you.
Kill this
Junpei.
bitch. Murder her. Someone.
Long time no see.
Stab her. I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. It felt like all the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do not to collapse right then and there. Stab the bitch.
When? How long?
Do you
I love Kay
remember
5 minutes
when the
later,
two of you
fuck's
saved
sake.
me in the warehouse?
I definitely wasn't laughing. Oh, I hate this game. This is the worst game I've
Once you
ever
saved
played in
me,
my
you
life.
went back to your future.
0 out of 10 game.
Your mind
Minus
did, at least.
100 out of 10
I
game.
carried your bodies to the third AB room, and then took
Oh,
Diaz
I'm
to
so
the
angry. I'm so
After
so
I
ready
went
to
into
kill
the
this
first
bitch.
room and borrowed Kay's armor.
I'm gonna jigsaw her.
So by
She
the
wanted
time
us
you
to
and
play a
Clover
game.
came
I'll
out,
jigsaw
you'd
the
already-
fucking bitch.
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you. Sigma! And then Luna took your body to the Sigma! You couldn't have been in Kay's art. Oh, I'm so tired.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat.
I definitely
Your
wasn't
actions
laughing.
in the future.
You know what?
decided
You know
who
what?
would
Instead of
be
stabbing
inside the
Akane,
armor
maybe I
in
need to
the
give
past.
Warted a new fucking blowhole. What? No, that's nuts. Sigma,
Right,
what
what
are
about
you
the
going
other
about,
history?
Sigma?
The one where you weren't
Why is
saved.
it right now? You don't believe anything.
What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
He's got very pretty
What about the memory
eyelashes.
loss?
For my
Sigma
part,
balls.
I confess.
Schrodinger's
that I lied.
cat.
He, on the other hand,
I
was
know,
telling the
kinda.
truth. Large doses of soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose.
So, who is he?
You've never seen him before?
No.
He's me.
What about the rest of you?
He's me.
I have no idea who he is.
He's me.
I've never seen him before.
He's me.
Me either.
He's me.
Total stranger.
Hey, come on. What are you guys saying? Right here. Same face.
Huh?
Are you all right, Mr. Sigma?
I told you,
Did
we've
you
never
hit
seen
your
his
head or
face in
something?
game. Huh? What? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma,
It's me.
your
Sorry, I burped.
consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that even mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future.
Oh, back
From
to the future.
45
Goddamn.
years ago.
I looked around frantically. A pond! I ran to it and threw myself down onto my knees. Crawling on all fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, damn it. I struggled to take deep breaths. Then slowly, I peered into the pond, looking for my reflection. What? No, this can't be real. Oh, we had a cool eye all along,
It's
guys.
your face, Dr. Sigma Climb. Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now. Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth.
Oh God, we're
Fighting
old.
it isn't going to do you any good.
You've never come across a reflective surface all this time? No wonder. And when, because it become very obvious if it wasn't already beforehand. It become very obvious when Fee asked and told us we
No,
looked like
I'm
a 40-year-old, right?
You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
Create?
His name is Kyle Klein.
It's me.
Your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future.
Oh, yeah, why did we name our
When
son
I said
Kyle?
I was born and raised
What?
here.
Well, I mean, I guess
was
our name
still
is Sigma.
pretending to be him. The gravity here is only
Kyle.
1/6 of Earth's. If
Poor
nothing
guy
was
got
done,
generic
the
white
reduced
guy
gravity
name.
would cause
He
his
really
bones
did
to
poor
be weaker
K.
than normal human ones.
To be fair,
But
when his
you
initial was
prepared
K, you fucking knew he was gonna have
gave
a
him that
basic
arm.
bitch white man name. There's
Ever
not
since
many
he
Ks
was
you could
born,
have that
he's
wasn't gonna be a
lived
basic
inside.
name, right?
It kept
Let's
his
just call him
muscles
Special
and
K.
bones strong.
He's a special little
He
boy.
wasn't forced into it for the nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
But why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare.
What did people do as a monster at
If
the start?
something happened to you before the
Wait,
project
what did she just
began,
say about his
he would
armor?
take
I
your
wasn't paying enough
place.
attention. Gave him this armor. Ever since he's born, he's lived inside it. It kept his muscles and bones strong. Okay, I don't understand why, but okay, fair.
I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before. That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word
Probably
for the
additional weight
soul,
made his body
or
work
the
harder. Oh, yeah,
consciousness.
that makes sense, yeah.
Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. The
Isn't that
past
like one of the reasons
consciousness
people
will go
do
into the
high
future
altitude
body,
training for
and the
sports as
future
well? Because it
consciousness
makes
will
the
go
body
into the
work harder, so it
past
helps push
Hey,
the
switch.
cardio and shit.
That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person.
Sigma,
War
do
aerobics
you
too.
remember the note you found in the garden?
Sometimes I just need to use my brain
You
to
mean
explain
this, right?
explain the one or two things that were easily
Yes.
explainable that I missed.
Ah,
Maybe I shouldn't
of
complain about the
course,
game
it was
telling me
you
everything.
Who investigated the garden in this timeline?
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making. A is where everything began. December
Nevada.
25th, 2028.
Nevada.
You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B. January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45
Yeah,
years
I
into the
fully
future.
agree with Cabrome that there is
I
the
believe that may
there is the
explain
question when you
why
go from
you
being like a
didn't
young
notice
man
the
to a
reduced
75-year-old. How did you not notice
The
that at
body you
all?
woke up in was much older.
Like a 70
Normally,
plus year old's
you would
body
have
is going to be
noticed
much
that your
different.
muscles were much weaker. In this case, however,
Oh, is it going to
the
be
lower
Radical
gravity
6? Oh, the lower
balanced
gravity
that
bands.
out.
But his body's just going to look different.
Moving on. If you continue
I don't
along this
understand that
line,
part of it.
what happens next?
I don't think I want to understand that part
you
of
reach
it.
C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
Why do I keep getting up to pee?
36 hours to be exact. Have you already forgotten?
Radical
You
6
were
stuff.
all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes.
Hydrate.
Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes.
Why aren't we going further back?
That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened.
Right.
The
Okay.
story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B. But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is Sigma?
January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A. December 25th, 2028. The day of all this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
Once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating.
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely.
The illustration makes no sense, lady.
Take all these lines and untangle them. You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path.
It is. I've been following it myself.
With one exception.
This line here at point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes. By now, you've likely figured it out on your own.
Do you want an update now, or are you still on the phone to Jaina?
Was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
The old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out by jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028. Man is both old and young. And in both times he is a pervert.
Be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility.
Jumping into a 22-year-old body.
That is why we have
Boobs is older than 22, sadly for you, Yarrow.
So that we might save humankind from destruction and undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said that point C is January 27, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
I'm dehydrated, but I'm doing good. But look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon.
Soon?
Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension.
She's gonna kill
Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness. like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
You haven't
Akani's just a
figured it out.
psychopath, guys.
I mean this.
Theo's knife. No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Told you, she's gonna kill Fee. I screamed and leapt toward them. Akane was already in motion, the knife diving toward Fee's chest. I was almost there. Thing is, this plan wouldn't work, guys. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cup, but something was in the way. Took me a moment to realize that it was Akane's body lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. Tu fu ego eris. What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. Kane's a real bitch. Wait, is this the end of the game? Samir and Carl were wearing the same outfit. How did the others not put two and two together? Well, I don't think the third game was planned, was it? Or would it have been planned at this point? I vaguely remember Wharton saying it wasn't a planned end to the series or something. I don't remember, actually. I might be remembering wrong. The plan would have failed anyway, because the thing is, with time travel, if you go back to change an event like that, you never end up being in that place in the first place to go back to do it, because it's a time paradox. And you can't just wave away time paradoxes. There's a reason there are things called time paradoxes. Oh, the third game was something he had to fight for. Okay, I got it the wrong way round. So yeah, okay, that makes more sense. I got it the wrong way round. I know the guy who did Danganronpa 3 wasn't necessarily particularly thrilled about doing Danganronpa 3. Maybe that's what I'm getting mixed up with. Time travel is always rubbish. Yeah, pretty much. Guess what? I mean, I'm guessing we haven't finished yet. I'm guessing there's going to be a bit of game left at the end. Mainly because this is Fee's ending, and we don't know anything about Fee still, right? I have my thoughts on it. Why did I get drunk? I mean, Ted. Why did Ted get drunk? Why am I drunk, guys? Oh no, that was just a new destination has been added to the flowchart. Of course, a new fucking destination's been added to the flowchart. Nearly 50 hours in this game, guys. Nearly 50 hours. I don't really get how that's Fee's ending, though. I'm kind of disappointed with that being Fee's ending. We've still got enough time to start this up.
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
What? For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room until with a click it disappeared too. Had the power gone out? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. What a light-hearted game. You. Akane?
It looks like the first step was successful.
What the fuck? You killed me.
Killed?
I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still.
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine. Yes.
I'm okay?
You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis.
Can we kill her
yet?
yet?
Way.
Can we kill her? Me
Yes.
and Phi?
I only told you about you, but
She said,
you
but.
also needed
Eh,
Phi
but.
to jump.
I want
Now,
her dead. I really fucking
You know
do.
what happens next, right?
We go to the moon?
Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Alice and Clover, right?
Yes.
What about the third one? Who's in there?
Phi. We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That wasn't the Phi who jumped from Point C, though. It was Phi before she jumped from Point A to Point D. In other words, she was following the same path you are. And she still is.
Then that means that after you froze her, the Point C version of her jumped back into her body.
Yes. The Point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years. Sleeping in ice.
Then when she gets to Point B, her consciousness will jump to Point A, right?
Correct.
Because of the chat. So that's why she didn't look old. So why don't you just stick me in one of those pods?
We can't do that.
Why not?
You haven't figured it out? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be able to
Otherwise,
do that.
You will be
because
unable to
story
create Kyle,
reasons.
Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark. Once you've completed all the preparations,
No wonder we were
then the
miserable
project can actually
when
begin.
Kay was a child.
January 25th,
We just
2074.
get stuck on the fucking moon
We will
with this
defrost
fucking
Phi
cunt
and carry
being forced
her
to
the
become a
third
genius.
AV room. Once you've done that, The 22-year-old version of you from point A
Just be a
will force
multidisciplinary
you out.
scientific genius in
And you'll
it,
just
right?
go back.
Wait, why did that skip everything? Wait, why did everything skip?
You have to.
Right, let me go. Sorry, I skipped it trying to stop it to talk to Avian. Basically what you've missed is a lot of fucking gibberish. So we have this thing where our 22-year-old self gets transported into the games, and our 74-year-old self goes back into our 22-year-old body. And then we play the games, which was over like 2 or 3 days, but we thought it was only like 14 hours because of Radical 6. Then Akane pretends to try to kill Fee and whacks us with the back of the fucking knife to send us back in time again to our body just before everything blows up or something, so we could go to the moon to create everything. And you're basically up to date because everything makes no sense and it's dumb. Once you complete all the preparations, then the project can actually begin. Wait. What must be the person who summons Temioji? You'll defrost V and carry to the third AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out. And you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028. And then I change history. Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out? You have to.
If you don't, billions of people
Why
will
is Clover
die.
afraid? Well, I think it's because of her job. She was like in a
Only
cafe
you
or
and
something.
Vi can save them.
So there's gonna be a stupid outfit she was wearing for her job. Aren't you an Esper too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work,
nothing makes sense and
I'll
it's
need
dumb.
your help.
Because once again, we're making a... This is the problem with both of the games, is we're making time paradoxes that will not make sense. Like, what specific actions do I need to take? When Fee and I jump to point A, what are we going to do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical 6 escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Oh, crap. Then we're screwed.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump
Oh yeah, and
in time
Akane then just but as you rejoined, Davey, you might have seen, told us, yeah, you're gonna go and live on the moon by yourself and become a genius
Things
by
will be
yourself.
difficult.
Just deal with it,
And I'm
you
sure
know?
you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I
Why do
believe
Japanese games always tend to send a horny teen? Well, he's not a teenager. He's a horny 22-year-old, I think. Wait, how do you know it's so dangerous?
67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
What did I say?
That the test facility is full of traps. There was one point, a woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake, and lost your arms and your right eye.
My arms and my right eye? What the hell? I'm sorry. We look so stupid. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, we look so fucking dumb. I don't think you're allowed to call them traps, not anymore. You knew this, I mean, not that high thing. We're basically the reverse of Snake. Oh god, that's so funny. That was a hilarious picture. Just him with his arms out like, oh! We've been sat here for so... Who doesn't? Like, I'm sat here right now, and I can see my arms, right? Like, I can see them to the sides of me. Even with one eye gone. One, he'd noticed that he couldn't see out of an eye. You know, he must have noticed the difference. But, like, number two, like... You're gonna be able to see your fucking elbow at least, or not elbow, your shoulder. Like, god damn, this game is fucking stupid sometimes. Oh, what was that?
Go have a look.
Oh god, my head hurts. I'm laughing too much. This is so dumb that it broke your model. Yeah, I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly toward the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. We could save the cheerleader. I'm gonna change history. I stared even at this darkened skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed with my robotic arms. We're gonna make Kyle save these nuts. We're gonna save Claire. Or beginning. Why would you name your child Kyle, though? Like, of all the names. So we still didn't learn fuck all about Fee. Is that literally it? Nope. Nope. Nope, that's not it. There's another one, guys. There's another one. I'm glad I'm not invested in these games because this is stupid or beginning. You see, I've got like 5 minutes to my break and I want to go and piss. I guess we can start. It's no big deal. Hydrate. This is why I need a piss.
Where?
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Oh, am I gonna start? Oh,
Kyle.
This is Kyle.
Ah, yes. Of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline.
And there's not
It's
enough
only
boobs to
natural for some
justify
of your
it.
memories to be missing.
They did this. Is this the end or beginning ending? I lurched upright, jumped off the bed, and ran around to the other side of the partition. Just piss on a towel? I don't have a towel near me. I need a piss towel. The mirror of the sink was covered with a film of dirt. I wiped it off with my sleeve, and my reflection stared back at me. There was no mistake. I am Kyle. The reflection belonged to...
Kyle Climb. So, I'm Dr. Climb? Zero
towel.
Senior's clone?
What? I'm not gonna wipe piss on my dog.
How do you know that?
He's a lovely white
Shouldn't you
colour
still be suffering
sometimes.
from amnesia?
An excellent question, what I didn't quite know the answer to myself. I knew who Carl Klim was. In another history, he had been called K and had worn a suit of armor. He hadn't just worn the armor in that history, though. Apparently, he'd worn it all his life. It's so fucking cute. Baby K with his little rabbit, the cutest fucking thing. Carl had been born and raised in this lunar installation, which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure, and he had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Carl Klim? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. The spitting image of Sigma Klim in his younger days. I looked down. There was Dio still handcuffed. Dio still out like a light. I turned back around to Luna.
What day is today?
January 27th, 2074.
Today is the last day of the AB project. Akane has explained everything in the garden. And she drew a knife and attacked Phi. How long have I been asleep?
I guess this makes sense of why we weren't allowed to have a voice actor for the main character, right? Because you instantly know they were the same voice actor.
For the Radical 6?
No, they've all been given the antiviral. It just takes a while to have an effect.
I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes.
I did wonder because I'm pretty sure in this version, or like this Steam port, Junpei has a voice actor in the first game. Obviously, I've only done a little bit of that, so I could be fucking wrong. But I'm pretty sure he's voice acted, which is why I was originally like, oh, why do I have to fucking read this?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Yes. I've been administering Soparil whenever he gets restless.
Oh, we're just drugging him as well now.
They've all gone off to different areas. Tenmyoji and Quark, for instance.
Oh, right! Mr. Klein!
So the sleepyhead's finally up, huh?
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return then? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Klein now, or Zero Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? You can't wait for something that's already happened. Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell,
grammar doesn't work that way? What does grammar got to do with it?
We've already lived.
I'm very confused. Grammar?
Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic, and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not gonna change. In fact, it's because of what he did, or didn't do in the past, that we've got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway.
Tenmyoji, please!
They hit a junk.
I wonder if that was more or less a literal translation from Japanese that doesn't work in English. I have the feeling there's been a couple like jokes and stuff, or like just moments where they've had like a really random word in the sentence, and it might just be that whatever it was doesn't translate properly. There's been a couple times it's happened now, and I do wonder if it is just like weird translation stuff like you said. But also, we're on ad break. I need a piss, and I need to get up and walk away from this game for 2 seconds before they start reading more Wikipedia pages at me. I need to go and get away from this game for a second, because it's killing my last brain cells, guys. It's hilarious, but it's killing my brain cells. Give me a moment. Let me go piss.
What is?
The troll. Oh my god.
Oh,
there you go.
Right.
That's why this is what I've been waiting for. Nice.
Tanking.
you asked me tanking.
Oh my god, you'll see that!
Like, this is final words. I'm tanking.
Fictional. The golf balls aren't that hard. I mean, they are hard, but they're not that hard. You're making this much harder than it needs to be, my friend. I'm hoping my commentary is helping you. I hope it's making you very happy. Don't forget, you need to jump to this side, right here. Fig, you missed it. I knew I heard one. No. Oh my god, that's so good! Oh my god, Kirsten! Alright, what is the time? Oh! Alright, let's find our way out. Where did everyone go?
I just like being able to do stuff sooner. Tell your girlfriend I love you. What? What? What am I saying?
Oh, it's lost. Does anyone have a key?
No.
Oh, we got a key. Onwards.
Has a take item feature function.
Don't do that.
Can't stop me.
No, it's bad.
Oh my god, you're so dumb! They made a log so big that it took 3 flushes to wash. I don't think I wanted to know about your toilet habits, Candle. I know you're very proud of this. What do you want? A star? A sticker? Candle loggery?
Been acting strange all day.
Please just come. And don't forget your talisman. You must wear it always.
When a woman has to ask you to please come now.
Love.
You're doing something wrong, my dude.
Love will set you free. Love means never having to say you're sorry. I realized that I loved you more than everything. More than the sunrise. I thought the pain in my soul would never heal. But you make me feel human.
I am back. Dinner isn't allowed. I said that last night. Have a good lurk, Yaru.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Do 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 do. Hydrate. Oh,
The
wrong
road
button.
splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest,
Hydrate.
and the other stretches out to the northeast. So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. "Let's go northwest," he says. So they take the northwestern road, but about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers. 90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but survive.
One guy,
They
call
don't
him
stop,
ass.
though. They keep riding down that highway, and eventually they'd gone 10,000 miles. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after. That's what you're thinking, right? It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right?
Right. Okay, 9 people then. What happens to the reality they were living? Does it just disappear when S
This
changes
is
the
trying
past?
to hand wave away time paradoxes, by the way.
10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories. Friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived
Parallel
lived full
universes.
lives.
Yeah, I guess it's
How can it be
parallel
right to
universes
just
he's
erase
talking
all that?
about.
The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting, even
I think
when
I
it
said
seems
this at
hopeless,
the end of
and
the
finding
last
happiness,
one.
even in a world that hates it.
But
Are you
like,
saying that's worthless?
when you go down this kind
you're
of
saying
route,
rewriting the past
the story
will
just
erase
becomes
all these other
so
timelines,
unimportant to
then whatever
me.
God wrote those rules can Look, I'm just not going to accept that, all right? You get it?
If Sigma changes the past, then you and Quark will never meet.
The trousers of time.
Is he right?
No, it's not going to happen. We're here right now. This is reality. Even if Sigma does
This
change
is
the past,
reality. I've just
not just gonna
remembered there's a Rick and Morty
disappear or
episode based
something.
on this premise.
Oh, then that means we get to stay together? Good.
Thanks, kid.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you.
I used to work for a soft drink called Crush It. It was so
Have
depressing.
you already said goodbye to the others?
Bye, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. We told them we'd see them again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
Well, no point saying anything
Do
to
you figure
Dio.
out Quark's relation to Jim Pike?
Besides,
Yeah,
he's asleep.
it was in
You were asleep
Temioji's
too.
ending.
Sorry, but we
He
didn't
was
really know
a
much about
kid
you.
that he adopted.
Good point. Akane was in the armor in this
I
time.
remember the
What about
like
Sigma?
Well, he's
the
not
full
really
story of
Mr.
it,
Sigma
but
anymore.
he
Of course.
yeah,
He was Dr.
his
Klein
parents
now that
died or
his
something.
consciousness
Probably
has
at Radical 6.
Yeah, but more
And
importantly, he's the
Temioji
guy
took
who
him
brought us
in.
all here. Not a lot of warm feelings there, you know.
Go his way so he can make them go his
And
way, but those timelines will
Akane?
persist without. Actually, I think I remember that one.
Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew. She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years. Hell, she might
Yeah,
not even be
Temioji's
human
ending
anymore.
was the one.
But the Akane Kurashiki I know isn't here. She's not anywhere.
Temioji's was the first story we unlocked
In the
back
end,
months and months and
Clover and
months
I were just
ago.
pawns.
Yo,
Pawns to be
ABC.
used and then
Wait,
gotten
Sigma
rid
was
of.
a doctor. Sigma
Still,
is
it's not
0,
like we were
yeah.
completely resentful. We had to
We're
be here to
currently
help
Kyle,
change the
though.
past.
Don't worry about
that
it.
part's easy to understand. But
Kinda sucks, though. I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 25th in 2028. They'll stop the Radical 6 and save the world, and then they'll have a nice, normal future to look forward to. In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen.
What do you mean supposed to happen?
We're
the
stuck
fact
with
this
point C
history
as our
happened
starting
is
point.
what was meant to happen.
You told us about Tenmyoji's story, right? The one with the motorcycles? It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us to wherever the bikers are going, 10,000 miles to the northwest.
Don't get us wrong. We know why we had to be here. Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed. But
It's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest. We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
are we just supposed to go live on Earth? It's a wasteland now. And what about our friends and families? We left a whole world behind 45
I
years
know
ago.
It is basically the
Even if it
trousers
is
of
for the greater
time. So
good?
every single
It just doesn't
action
seem fair,
has
does it?
a different action,
it's a little bit.
and it creates a trouser leg.
So we went
So
and
we've
talked to
been
the old
dropping
lady.
from trouser leg
She
to
told us
trouser
that
leg
there
to
is
trouser
one
leg,
way.
and we're currently
One way we
going
could get
back
back to
to
the
an
past.
earlier split
Let's
in
say
the
you do go back to the
trousers
past.
to
Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here?
send
That seemed to be how Sigma and
or make
Phi's
sure
jumps
that a
worked, at least.
new leg
Yes,
is
you're
made
right.
that doesn't
this is
end up in
different.
this leg.
Different.
Get
How
on my
so?
trousers, no.
From what she said, it sounds like
I
there's a
love
way we
crawling
can
in
send our
trousers.
bodies
It's my
back in time,
favorite
too.
pastime.
That's ridiculous.
I'm a trouser pest.
It would create a paradox. How could you have two Clovers and two Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Akane says there's a way around that.
How on earth does she plan to do that?
Schrodinger's?
Cat.
That's not how that works. I don't even have trousers
Oh,
on.
hey, Kyle. Figured you'd come here eventually.
Everyone's calling me
Where's
Kyle.
Dr.
I
Klein?
hate it.
Luna said you were with him.
He said he was tired, so he's off resting right now. There's a bedroom at the end of the hallway. He's in there if you're curious. Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up. Want me to start it?
Sure.
Glad to see you. There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you. However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing on your mind. I'd love to answer all your questions, but unfortunately, my circumstances make that an impossibility. I hope you can forgive me.
See, they really lack Terry Pratchett writing these things. With all these, like, stupid ways they're over-explaining things, Terry Pratchett was able to explain very deep theories and stuff very simply.
What does he mean other than Kyle?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to ask?
Oh, right, well, I guess I may as well cut to the chase. Just who are you, Phi?
I'm not Superman, that's for sure. And I'm not
There's
Batman or
17,000 of
Spider-Man or
these
Aquaman
waistcoats.
or a Merman or a Wolfman. I'm not a Brahmin or Kamen or Ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so you really don't need to worry about anything.
Please don't dodge the question. About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife. That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct? Specifically, you were sent to Point D, April 13th, 2029. On that date, your body was already in Akane's custody. Although by then you were in cold sleep. You wouldn't have regained consciousness, but your mind was now inhabiting that body. That pod was your home for 45 years. You slept there, frozen, until the time was right. Then on January 25th, 2074, you were finally thawed out, even though you didn't wake up. Still unconscious.
You know what?
you were
I
carried
feel
to the
Alice
ABU.
and Boob should be.
That was when
Alice's
your
Boob.
consciousness
Alice
changed
and well,
bodies
Boobs
again.
and Clover
A version
should be
of you
much
from
more
December
angry
25th,
about this.
2028 arrived, pushing you out. And sending you back to December 25th, 2028. This is when you finally woke up. In 2028,
I don't think there's enough
you
anger
found
from them
and joined
two
forces
about
with
what's
Sigma,
happening.
Whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body. Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission test facility.
Horses like to swing in a
Fortunately,
breeze.
the plan failed. The Radical
do.
Six did escape on New Year's Eve. That failure determined the path you followed. Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right from point E, you headed straight to point D. Point D being April 13th of the following year. That was the day that you made your way to Akane's hideout and asked to be put into one of the treatment pods. Another consciousness enters your body around that time from the future.
I don't know. I just feel like if I'd known I'd been kidnapped and frozen for 45 years, I'd be much angrier. I'd probably much rather face my life
you woke up on the garden floor.
Then go 45 years in the future where I have no point anymore.
So if we discount the time you
I
spent
just
in cold
feel
sleep,
Alice and Clover acting too calmly about
since
this.
that happened. That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
No, everything you talked about you got right.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as a kind of X factor. It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds. Could you please explain?
It's kind of like the relationship between classical mechanics and modern physics. Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2 divided by 1 plus v1 times v2 over c squared is the actual equation. Of course, the sort of velocities we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being c squared, which is the speed of light squared.
Really, no one understands what the fuck you're talking about. Talk like a normal human.
By c squared is usually going to evaluate to something pretty close to 1. Since that would mean dividing by 1, it's usually okay to just skip that step and use v1 plus v2. You see what I'm saying? In most situations, it works, even if it isn't technically correct. So you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about right. As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any problems.
I don't quite understand. In fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
So was that what you wanted to ask about?
No. What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028.
They were practicing boffin. None of that.
You and
to
Sigma
anyone
infiltrated the
in
Mars mission
playing this
test site,
game,
didn't
that
you?
meant fuck all.
Yes.
It wasted
What
like a good
happened there?
minute of time
How
letting
did
B
Sigma
talk
lose
about
his eye and
absolute
both his
bullshit
arms?
when they could just have
And why
her
was
answer
Radical
a
6
fucking
in there in the first
question.
place? What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated mission to space?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because it would change history. There is a history where the virus didn't escape. That's the line that goes to the right of point E.
Oh, my God,
In that
okay.
timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation, and Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter. But if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear. You understand?
No.
I don't. Why would all of that disappear if you told me what I want to know?
You're about to go back to the past, right?
The past? Don't be silly. I can't do that.
Then where the hell did you learn all this stuff? I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known about. You were sleeping in the pod in the garden. You just woke up. So how can you know all this? You know my past. Sigma's past.
I shall give you your answer. You are not Kyle Climb.
Oh,
your body
what
is
a
Kyle's,
twist.
But your consciousness is not. Think about it. Do you really believe you are Kyle? Or could you be someone else entirely?
Then, where is the real Kyle's consciousness?
He was thrown out when you entered. Right now, in a manner of speaking, he has arrived at December 25th, 2028. His consciousness has gone into a body from that time. I doubt you know how much the Doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on his own. Kyle
Did he? Because it sounded
is
like he really didn't love him.
Do you really think he would go back to the past and leave Kyle behind here?
Oh, that's actually kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind
I
of
know
cute.
what I told the others. that Kyle was Dr. Climb's spare. But that was not his only purpose. Kyle's consciousness is integral to what we are trying to accomplish. This new mission
I can't help but think some frat boy with the name of
ends on New Year's Eve 2028. Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility.
Okay, that's a little
and
less
prevent
cute.
The spread of the
Kyle was
virus.
just being used.
For this to happen,
I'm gonna eat the last of my
Kyle
Doritos,
is
guys.
absolutely necessary.
Dorito eating.
And that is why he created him?
Yes.
So now that my consciousness has entered his body, the
Chat and
doctor
talk.
has achieved his objective. Kyle has gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
Correct.
There's one thing that troubles me. Kyle was created before reaching point B from point D. That means his body did not exist on Christmas in 2028. Does that mean he has entered my body? Have we just switched places?
I suppose you could put it that way, yes.
That's ridiculous. What's going to happen to me? You telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, not at all. You can travel freely through time and space. You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system. As such, the rules of this world do not apply to you.
I have no idea what...
Please don't try to play dumb. I know what you are. Surely you must know by now, too.
I'm an alien!
You are about to go into the past and save the world. Phi and Sigma, even with all of his future knowledge, will need your help. Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past. Only you can save the world.
There's no way I...
Yes, there is. You have to. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know what happened in between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028?
Well, yes, I do, but...
Then you must believe.
Are you doing a full thing where that player is a
shaped
character?
by what we believe reality should be. If observation can change the motion of a particle, then how is it odd to think that human thought can shape reality?
Close shut the Shores of Oblivion. Thank you, Emperor Carnage Neptune.
History. The world will be reshaped.
If Akane gets a happy ending at the end of Zero Escape 3, we riot, we burn Zero Escape down, we go back in time to kill Akane.
Remember what I've told you. Only you can change history. Only you can save the world.
Save the cheerleader, save the world, guys. Alternative end. Only you can prevent forest fires. Right, there's going to be another ending, guys. Wait, is that it? Wait. Is that how the game just ends? Wote, is that the end of the game? Save the Doritos. Save my Doritos. 50 hours, 49 of those Wikipedia. Yeah. I'm guessing that's the end. It feels weird to have the end just be like a cold end. I know we got the credits on Fee's ending. But the fact that it just kind of cold ends you and then throws you back to the flowchart. Go to top. What, do I have to come back here? What happened between Xmas and New Year? These nuts happened. Boxing Day! So many fucking... Oh, this is... This has been a trip, guys. This has been a trip. It's definitely been a saga. It's definitely been something. Do we finish? I don't know. Once it go back to top, thought I spotted something missed, but no. Think you done it? This is it. That was how it ended? There doesn't seem to be anything more, yeah? Yeah, we're done.
Thank you for the bitties.
Thank you so much for that 100 bits. You want to make food, ABC? Go get food. That was an anticlimactic ending. It really fucking was. Alright, well, that's that done, guys. Is this just like... Yeah. Who was Carl? He was the clone. Carl's the clone. Alright. Alright. 25th and 28th. I think that is the final game. I think that is the game we're about to start. Let me change up all of our shit. What happened to Sigma? So Sigma is jumping through time. Sigma is Zero. Sigma is the person that made the AB room and everything. We weren't actually a 22-year-old in the body of a 22-year-old. We were a 22-year-old in the body of a 74-year-old. Well, actually, I don't know how old Sigma was. The point is, we aged by 45 years, right? So we were 45 years older than we thought we were. Because our mind is just jumping back and forwards through time, trying to solve this thing. So that's Sigma. Sigma's jumping around the fucking place. Either way, old. So we're on Zero Time Dilemma now. Zero Time Dilemma. Yeah, I spelled dilemma wrong. No, I spelled it right. Zero. I also turned my suit on. Zero Time Dilemma. Yes. Right, has that actually changed to the fucking correct thing? Zero Time Dilemma. Zero Time Dilemma, yes. So no Spee swimsuit anymore? Someone spray ABC. Spray him. In the timeline we were in, we were like an old man asking for a young girl to dress in a swimsuit. So no swimsuits. It makes sense why everyone was like, ew. This is why I kept asking people if we'd actually ever seen our face in-game and not, like, Not in the flashback. But I thought we hadn't, and we obviously hadn't. Right. Yeah, okay, I've changed everything. Is Boobs in this one? I don't know who's in this one. Possibly not. But our body was young again, so problem solved. No, we were in an old man's body when we were asking people for their swimsuits. When we've gone back in time, we're in a young body again. But then we're an old man in a young man's body, which is even weirder.